So please be attentive, Mr. Gaurav. In our last chapter, we studied microeconomic behavior of consumer and producer in detail, like their individual study, how consumer is able to maximize his welfare and how producer is able to maximize his profit and minimize the cost of production. Now here we are going to see if the private producers and consumers, they are unable to achieve economic efficiency, they will cause the market failure. What do we mean by the market failure? When market forces of demand and supply, they are unable to achieve economic efficiency. And that economic inefficiency is the reason of the market failure. For example, in how many areas you will find economic inefficiency of the market forces of demand and supply? The first area we studied in our AS level, that is about non-provision of public goods. Non-provision of public goods, which are non-excludable and non-rivalry. And there is free rider problem as well. So what type of economic inefficiency is present? None of the resource, none of the factor of production is allocated in the production of public goods by the private producers. These public goods are also desirable, but due to free rider problem in the market, producers, the private producers, they are not allocating resources in the production of public goods. So we find allocative inefficiency in the provision of public goods. Therefore, the whole market system, the market forces of demand and supply, they show us economic inefficiency or allocative inefficiency, and they are causing the market failure. The second reason, you have studied the merit and demerit goods. The merit and demerit goods. Why are they causing the allocative inefficiency? Because of information failure on behalf of the consumers. The consumers do not realize the benefits and harmful effects of these two types of goods. A third party will be playing the role of value judgment. Alright, so merit goods, they are underprovided by the private producers due to information failure, whereas the demerit goods, they are overprovided. Resources, land, labor, capital, they are over allocated in the production of demerit goods. So in both the cases, merit and demerit goods, we find the allocative inefficiency, and these are also the reasons of market failure. In our chapter number 6, we had also studied the presence of externalities. Externalities means these are the spillover effects of an economic activity on the society without any payment. Either these externalities are positive or negative. These are what? Liha? These are the spillover effects. Spillover effects or external effects of an economic activity on the society without any payment, that is called what? Externalities. Alright? When they are positive externalities, the market forces of demand and supply, they are unable to assign the value to the external benefit which is created by the market to the society. The market will not be able to assign any price directly. Or in case of negative externalities, what happens? Market forces are unable to assign any monetary value to the negative effects like pollution. How much is the price of pollution which is emerging to the environment by the producers of the goods and services? Along with the goods and services, they are also polluting the atmosphere. Can the market forces give any value to that pollution? So negative externalities and positive externalities both are causing the market failure. Market cannot give any value, any monetary value to the external benefits and external costs which are incurred by the society. That's why again we find allocative inefficiency in the presence of externalities. Now the third thing which was not present in your previous lesson, that is, do you think monopolies are also causing the market failure?
Yes.
Monopoly
Economically inefficient.
and dead weight loss. What is the dead weight loss? That is the welfare loss to the society. When less output is produced by the producers in order to set the higher price in the market, they are the price setters. All the imperfect producers, imperfect market structures, they are the price setters. So when they want to set the price in order to maximize their profits, so what are they doing? They are going to create a dead weight loss in the society. A welfare loss will be there. How? The monopolist is causing a dead weight loss. Here, if you know, this is the demand curve faced by the monopolist. This is the downward sloping demand curve which is equal to average revenue. And marginal revenue is twice steeper than the average revenue. This is what? The marginal revenue is over here. If we draw the marginal cost, alright? So marginal cost is telling us what? A firm is producing at the point where it is going to achieve allocative efficiency. What is the allocative efficiency point? When price equals to marginal cost. So here, this is the marginal cost pricing. If firm is setting this price, definitely it is achieving what? Allocative efficiency. And this output level would have been produced. Alright? Do you think monopolist is setting this price in the market?
No.
He is the profit maximizer. He maximizes profit at the point where marginal revenue equals to marginal cost. This is the monopolist level of output. And what price he is going to set? He is a price setter, therefore he moves to the average revenue on the demand curve where price is equal to average revenue and it is higher than marginal cost pricing. Follow me? So if the monopolist was charging the marginal cost pricing, this was the price. Look here. Area under the demand curve was high and consumer welfare was also increased if it was charging marginal cost pricing. But when we see the price is set above the marginal cost pricing, now this area is the consumer surplus, whereas this part was previously the consumer surplus. Now it is converted into producer surplus by the monopolist. This part, he converted it into producer surplus, and this is what? This shaded area is going to be the dead weight loss or welfare loss due to the monopoly. Alright? So monopolist, he is causing the welfare loss. He is not achieving allocative efficiency by setting a price equal to the marginal cost of production of the last unit produced, but he is the profit maximizer. Therefore, he sets a price along the average revenue when marginal revenue is equal to marginal cost, and he is causing this dead weight loss to the society. And this part of the consumer surplus that is converted into producer surplus. He is self-welfare maximizer. He is going to maximize his self-interest, not the interest of the whole society. So can I say, when monopolist is profit maximizing, he is causing dead weight loss and welfare loss, and he is not achieving allocative efficiency in the market. Therefore, he is also the reason any imperfect company can be the reason of the market failure. Follow? Any question related to this? No question. Okay. Now come to another point of this monopolist by drawing a new diagram. Should I erase it? Okay. Now come towards here. In this diagram, we found that the marginal cost is the marginal private cost of producer. We assumed this monopolist was not creating any negative externality. Okay? So if I say this is any of the imperfect market structure, you can say either monopolistic, competitive, oligopolistic market. So this marginal cost, if I say this marginal private cost is here, I am not drawing the bed of this marginal cost because my point is to show you how monopolists will be behaving when there are externalities caused by the monopolist. Alright? Now see over here, this is the marginal private cost in which he is including the wages paid, rent, interest, whatever the cost he has incurred in terms of money. That is the private cost of production. If this monopolist is also causing negative externality to the society and he has not included that external cost of production, so if I say he is the profit maximizer or he is charging marginal cost pricing, he is still over allocating resources because he is not including the external cost of production. Whether he is profit maximizer or marginal cost pricing he is going to charge, he is over allocating the resources. And when external cost is included, this will be the marginal social cost. The gap between marginal private cost and marginal social cost is called the marginal external cost of production. Look here, without considering the negative externalities, he was the profit maximizer at point E1. He was producing this quantity. And he was also still causing deadweight loss to the society when he was not considering the external cost of production. So when external cost is also included and marginal social cost is going to be higher than the marginal private cost, and if he is still profit maximizer, he should produce at E2. This level of production should be produced in order to maximize the profit, and further price will be up. Alright, now this price is including the external cost of production, and deadweight loss will further increase. Follow me? Previously we were talking about the monopolist is not causing any type of externality, therefore the marginal cost was the private cost, marginal private cost. So when externalities are included, so this marginal private cost will become what? Marginal social cost. So he was over allocating the resources. So if externalities are included, then he must be producing less output than this profit maximization. Alright? He should be internalizing the externalities. Alright? Any problem in this case? So any market structure you can say that can cause market failure when external cost of production is included. Follow my point? Okay. Do you think perfect competition can also have the negative externalities? If perfectly competitive firm, if any perfectly competitive firm, this is perfect competition, demand is equal to average revenue, that's equal to marginal revenue. This is marginal private cost. Firm is in the long run, it is earning what? Normal profit. This is average variable cost. Alright? When there are no externalities included, in perfect competition, this firm is having normal profit and it is producing at this level of output. And when this perfectly competitive firm is also causing the negative externalities, externalities in the society, so what happens? This is now minus social cost. It should be producing here. It is also having over allocation of resources when it was not including the external cost of production. This is like, why should I draw it? Because sometimes there can be MCQ related to this one. I have seen MCQs related to this diagram, although it is not given in the book, but I have seen the MCQs related to this diagram. If any diagram is coming like this, the perfectly competitive form is also causing negative externalities, so we should be drawing this diagram. And what is the desirable level of output? That is Q2. So it is also having over allocation of resources. It is also causing allocative inefficiency when externalities, the negative externalities are present. Follow? Okay. That is about when a deadweight loss is created by the monopoly or the negative externalities are also included in both the market structures like perfectly competitive and imperfectly competitive market structures. Okay, do you think indirect taxes, they are also causing the deadweight loss in the society? Do you remember the diagram of indirect taxes? If you remember from your previous knowledge before the lockdown. Nobody knows.
डेडवेट लॉस होता है.
क्या होता है? What it is? This is demand and supply without tax. This is the market price, equilibrium price. Okay. Now when a tax is imposed, this is supply with tax. A new equilibrium is here. This price will be paid by the consumer. Production has decreased. This is now level of output will decrease. Seller will receive this lower price. This is the tax revenue of the government. What are these two triangles? Consumer surplus loss and producer surplus loss. It means when government is imposing indirect taxes, the government is also the reason of the deadweight loss. It is also causing a deadweight loss in the society. So if this tax imposed on the production of negative externalities, and this tax is higher than the amount of external cost, which will be having more deadweight loss to the society. So this deadweight loss is also created by the government actions. This is not only created by the monopolist, but this deadweight loss will also be created by the government actions. Follow? Okay. Now, do you think the government price regulations, they are also causing economic inefficiency in the market? Yes. When government is setting maximum price in the market, what is happening? This is the market equilibrium price, if we say. But government is setting this maximum price. Do you think at this maximum price everyone is able to get the product? No. It is not available to everyone. So यहाँ shortage आ गई कि नहीं आ गई? So efficiency was here. When government is trying to achieve equity to have fair price for everyone, government has disturbed market efficiency. So if efficiency is not there, it is the reason of market failure due to government action. Market itself is not creating the failure, but due to government actions, we are having what? We are having a shortage of the product. Alright? And market forces of demand and supply are now unbalanced. Alright? So, maximum price setting or minimum prices in the market, both are causing market disequilibrium. Efficiency is ignored by the government now because it wants to achieve what? Equity or fair prices for both consumers and producers. So when price regulation is made by the government, it is causing inefficiency in the market forces and causing the market failure. Product will not be available to everyone at that maximum price. Alright? These are the reasons how market failures are existing in the market due to allocative inefficiencies. And in our tomorrow's lesson, after tomorrow, we will be doing how to achieve economic efficiency and equity due to government intervention, the microeconomic intervention in the market forces of demand and supply. There are different tools, and we will be using them in order to achieve economic efficiency. Alright? That's all for today.